Good morning, my name is Mikayla and today I'm going to be talking about SNAP. How many of you are aware of what food stamps are, and how many of you are aware that food stamps and SNAP are essentially the same thing? SNAP is the nation's most used anti-hunger program, and in the year 2018 helped more than 40 million low-income families afford a nutritionally adequate diet, says the Policy Basics, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, written by the Center on Budget and Priority Policies in 2019. Odds are, most of you have known or heard of someone who is reliant on SNAP. SNAP gives low-income families the opportunity to buy groceries at most grocery stores through an EBT card, also known as an electronic benefit transfer card. SNAP, a Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is a government-run service created to help households stretch their monthly food budget. In this presentation, we'll be looking at the background of SNAP, the eligibility requirements, and the other goals that SNAP has. According to USA Today's website article titled SNAP Benefits Cities with the Most People on Food Stamps, written by Stebbins in 2017, lets us know that SNAP began as a temporary relief program after the Great Depression, which was almost 80 years ago. That same article lets us know that SNAP became a permanent fixture under President Lyndon Johnson, and it was known as food stamps at that time. That first year had a federal budget of $75 million. The National Center for Biotechnology Information's article titled History, Background, and Goals of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, written by Caswell in 2013, tells us that by 1965 there were 500,000 participants. Caswell also notes that by the 1970s the program changed even more. In 1970, the state-by-state rules were replaced by nationwide eligibility requirements. The Food Stamp Act in 1977 replaced the program with the purchase requirement, which ensured families received benefits based on the USDA's belief that these would benefit them a healthy diet. This had a depressing effect on program participation, and after many heated debates, the program switched back to the formerly free portion of benefits received in coupons. From the 1980s till today, the program evolved even more. The 1996 Welfare Act gave states more administrative control, and they adopted the EBT system at this time. This was because they thought it would reduce fraud and the potential stigma of using paper coupons. In April of 2009, there was a 13.6% increase to each household size of four's monthly benefits, which was about $80 to jumpstart the economy, and ended in October 31st of 2013. Now that we have looked at the background of SNAP, we are now going to look at the eligibility requirements for SNAP. Since each state is different, we'll be looking at Montana's. Montana State Official's website page titled State of Montana SNAP Program Overview tells us that people who live and buy food together are considered one household. A household can consist of wives, husbands, and children under the age of 22 living with their natural, adoptive, or step parents. Effective October 1st, 2019 through September 30th, 2020, max benefit is based on total income and household size. The amount of benefit is also determined by the increasing prices of food, fuel, and shelter. There are also 4 tests that need to be passed for basic eligibility. There are 2 income tests and 2 asset tests. Gross income test requires that gross income be less than 130% of the federal poverty threshold, and the income test requires income be less than 100% of that federal threshold. There is also a SNAP allotment equation. SNAP allotment equals G minus 0.3 times YN, G being maximum monthly benefits and YN being total income subtracted from deductions. Deductions may include child support, standard deduction, or dependent deduction. Now that we have looked at the background of SNAP and the eligibility requirements in Montana, we are now going to be looking at the other goals that SNAP has. The Center on Budget and Priority Policies from above tells us SNAP lessens the extent of poverty and hardship and encourages work. With all this information, we can see that SNAP is aimed towards the poor. 92% of benefits go to households below the poverty line, and the greatest benefits go to the families who need them the most. Government surveys show that in 2016, SNAP helped 7.3 million people out of poverty, with 3.3 million of them being children. SNAP provides monthly benefits that fill the gaps for workers who have inconsistent work or only receive minimum wage. Workers who most commonly participate in this program work in the service industry as cooks or cashiers. There is also a training program which funds training and working activities for unemployed adults. Now that we have looked at the history of SNAP, the eligibility requirements in Montana, and the other goals that SNAP has, I just wanted to leave you with the information behind SNAP and to show you how SNAP has affected so many low-income families. Thank you.